All right, we are live. Good afternoon, everyone. It's Angie Atkinson, and I'm here with the lovely and talented Lise Colucci. Lise, welcome back.
Hello, thank you.
Hello, my pleasure. So today we are talking about, before we get started, I'll tell you this. First, make sure you take a peek down in the description below if you're interested in joining us for these streams. And I'm talking in my own ear. There we go. And secondly, we apologize for being late today. My computer just kind of acted a little crazy. So here we are. Hello, Chris. Thank you for being here. So while we are getting started here, let's just see how we're doing. Okay, we're doing good. Okay. Hello, everybody. Hello, admin team, mod squad. Sorry, I got confused. Thanks for being here. So today we're going to talk about signs you need to leave the narcissist. And I see that has an S on the end. It's not supposed to. I apologize.
We'll fix that later.
Yeah, we'll fix it in post. Anyway, so there comes a time in our lives when we go, okay, this is it. Whether it's a catalyst or we've just put up with, it's the last straw kind of thing. Like if you ever ask somebody like, why did you finally leave the narcissist? They might tell you something like, I've had answers such as like, one person said it was about barbecue and cigarettes, and I had no idea what that meant, but they did, and it sounded, to an outsider, it might have sounded very petty, right? But we all know how this works, right? We know, hey, everybody, we know that this tends to be, the catalyst is usually not really the thing, right? It's just the last straw a lot of times. And then, of course, there are situations where you're discarded and, but don't forget, there's such a thing as a Hoover where they suck you back in. So if you are with a narcissist now, or you have been with a narcissist, this is what we're going to talk about. If you have been with a narcissist right now, put in the chat, what was your catalyst? What was the thing that finally made you say, you know what, I've had enough, I'm done. Put it in the chat or the comments below if you're watching later. All right. Hey, everybody. Okay. So what are some signs that you need to leave a narcissist? Lise, what, off the top of your head, what can you think of?
Well, number one sign is any physical abuse.
Yes.
Okay, we're just going to push that one aside now. Let's talk about emotional any physical abuse, you guys. It just gets worse. It escalates. It gets out of control, and you will. It could get bad. So get out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Signs that you're ready to leave, or signs that you should leave? What are we doing here? Should leave?
Okay. Both. Let's start with.
You are not enjoying your life. You are constantly under stress. You're walking on eggshells in your own home. Yeah. You are all the time, not just a little bit of the time.
Or most of the time, because we still have intermittent reinforcement.
Exactly. Right? Often, very often. You can't trust them not to be, you have infidelity attacks, so to speak, because you can't trust them not to be faithful. What else?
You feel powerless. You feel like you can't even, choose what's for breakfast or dinner or whatever unless you check with him first, right? Or what you're wearing, or where you're going, or what, all that kind of stuff. You don't even think you can make decisions anymore because you've gotten to this point that you're so immobilized by their behavior that you really feel like it's just so much easier to check with them, even if you don't think you need to, right? Mm-hmm. Like it's an interesting thing. Feeling pressured.
You don't even like them. You don't even like them, and you don't know why you're staying.
Yeah, you're staying because of, let's say you're staying because I'm waiting until the kids get out of school, or I'm waiting until I can afford this or do that or whatever. There's never going to be a perfect moment to leave.
Oh, it
doesn't work like that. Yeah. Other signs might be that, like you talked about walking on eggshells, right? But also, I think, in addition to that, it goes beyond that. Sometimes you might be very triggered by tiny things, like maybe, and of course this is also sometimes gaslighting, but there might be a situation where you think, I'm going to have a great day today. It's going to be awesome. You try to get your positive attitude on it, and then foiled again. You're not allowed to, like, I'm trying to think of what I was trying to say. I kind of lost it. I'm sorry about that.
Well, it's sort of like just being around them drains the energy right back out of you. Yeah.
Yes.
Even when they're not doing anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, another thing, contempt. If you look at their face when they're talking to you and you see the contempt, just go.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. Disgust. They're disgusted by you in some way.
You're
You
constantly
are,
being devalued.
yes.
You're always wrong.
Hmm.
You're being
And
gaslit way too much.
yeah, they might
Mhm.
be loyal to people who aren't you, and they'll
Right.
treat you like, or nicer to people who aren't you. That's a really common thing with narcissists, which I always thought was such a weird thing, but it's very common.
You're being future faked, such as they're promising to marry you, but then they keep breaking it off or never do. They promise for things to change. They promise for certain things to happen over and over and over. And they
Mhm.
never, you have to realize that is basically a hamster wheel you're running in. They're never gonna do the
Yes,
things.
yes.
Hmm.
You don't have any friends anymore, or
You
you
don't have
don't have any because
family.
you're not,
Yeah.
yeah, because they isolate you. That's
Hmm.
another one. Or
Hmm.
you have friends, but either they're starting to feel annoyed with you when you talk about your relationship, or they're in similar relationships and you guys only communicate like by some obscure messenger that you delete every time you message. You get, that's an exaggeration, but you only have friends the narcissist approves of, or your friends are all online and you only talk to those people when the narcissist approves of. Like they're controlling you is my point.
Yeah.
Um,
You realize you're a version of yourself that you don't recognize.
mhm. You start to doubt that you even deserve anything better.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
maybe you are being blamed for everything, like you're the scapegoat of the family, maybe,
Yep. Hmm.
or the relationship at least,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, they
Um,
never take accountability. It's always put onto you,
yeah, and
always.
right.
Hmm.
And even if they're not physically abusing you, they are making you feel afraid. And what I mean by that is like they threaten you, if you don't do X, I will do Z or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or they might make like try to like you said, devalue you, but also on top of that, adding threats and control to it through like more aggressive than passive aggressive. Do you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Both of which suck, right? Um, yeah. What else, Lise, can you think of?
Oh, compulsive lying
Hmm.
coming from them, excuse me.
You
Let's,
start to ask yourself if you're the narcissist.
oh yeah. Hmm.
That's a good one.
Hmm.
Um,
You're researching every possible avenue of what could be wrong, including every mental illness you can think of, every attachment disorder you can think of, every you're looking for clues in everything, and you're not able to accept this is narcissism, or you don't know, you haven't come to that yet.
right.
Basically, you find yourself researching you find yourself Googling what's wrong with my relationship.
Yeah.
Am
Or
I the problem?
mhm,
Is this
yeah.
abuse? I remember asking in a forum, this is so long ago, before there was forum for this, right?
Mhm.
Something like, is this abuse? Like legit. And someone was really hard on me and was like, girl, you need to blah blah. And she like tough loved me about it because, but you know what? She was right, but her approach was not very nice.
Right.
But because she's like, wake up and look at what's right in front of you. You know,
Hmm.
if you're asking this question,
Yeah.
so yeah, if you're questioning, is this if you
Yeah.
have had if you know you had a childhood filled with toxic, abusive people, and you then feel really normal in this relationship, even though you don't feel good, there's
Right.
probably yeah something big going on.
Right. Or you're only staying because dot dot dot,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever it is dot dot dot. Okay. Because if you're only staying for that reason, then you need to start a plan right now. Right. And start
right.
figuring it out. And don't wait 10 years until the kid gets out of school, or,
Mhm.
whatever. Just be and recognize that the kid sees you. Another thing is uh, you feel crazy, like not because of the gaslighting directly, but sometimes, or you feel numb, or you
Mhm.
feel always sad or always angry. I mean,
Mhm.
those types of things. The person we already talked about, the person always sort of intentionally tearing you down anytime you have an accomplishment. Let's say you got an award and they ruined it for you, and now every time you even talk about anything to do with that thing that you got an award for, oh, you only care about that. You don't care, that kind of stuff. I mean, we could go
Mhm.
on for days about this, right? They don't respect your boundaries. They constantly
Oh,
overstep your boundaries,
yes,
right?
you find yourself doing things that are against your own, I say morals, but that's that word is not the right word. What is the word?
Ethics.
Ethics, your own ethics.
Hmm.
And you're like, why am I doing this? Oh my God.
Right.
Because you've been
Right.
pressured into it, because you've been cornered into it. You find yourself reacting. You're in a state of reactivity toward
Mm.
them that is like you're screaming and yelling back. You're throwing things. You're aggressive. You're feeling rage and
Yeah.
hostility and all of this toward
Yeah.
them. And that is not your norm.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. These are some really good comments in the chat here. Let's see here. So Caro, I had somebody in high school who was named Caro, and I don't know if that's the same name, but if I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. 420 says he left me for a 20-year-old coworker. You know, I don't know where you are in your recovery, but at some point you're probably going to be glad he did.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's because they need younger people. I'm assuming he's older
I would say
and he's not a
older
20-year-old
than
as
20.
well. Yeah,
Right.
he's not that it's a younger person for him. It's because they need younger people because younger people look up to them differently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we
really
did a
true.
whole talk on that recently.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did.
Yes,
Yes,
we
we
did.
did.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yes. Let's see. Peggy says it was, Kit says not having access to food because I gave him all my money. Financial abuse is real. Maybe we should talk
Mhm.
about that soon, right?
Mhm.
I think we were supposed to talk about something else this week and I just remembered. I'm sorry. Anyway, Peggy says it's bad. I understand. Joanne says your nervous system is completely
Yeah.
dysregulated. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah. You stop, like, you if you've ever seen this, like, if I've seen both men and women do this, where I can tell just by even in the first meeting that they're in a really bad relationship just by the way they act, even
Mhm.
in public. You see them
Mhm.
kind of cowering almost, and you see it not cowering, but like, yeah, kind of. I mean, where they're clearly tiptoeing, and then they're making excuses for the abuse of their person.
And
Like
that's another one, making excuse when you find yourself making excuses. Yeah.
or
Mhm.
you're literally being abused, or for them abusing someone else, even
Mhm.
verbally or otherwise. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah.
And excuses can be they had a hard childhood, they had a bad day, you know how they are, they get this way. Um,
Yeah.
if only we need to keep it calm so that they don't. We need to, we need to change things so that they don't. Yeah.
Yes, if you are warning your kids before they get home, okay, everybody, you know, get, assume a position or whatever you say,
Yes.
they're on the way home. Well, then that's a sign of, yeah. Really good point. Mila says they approved of someone, this was her catalyst. They approved of someone taking credit for my very specialized work who was going to exploit my future contributions for their own gain while I was going to be getting more busy work. Oh, that's so, yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
The future
Mhm.
was looking infinitely worse, and I was already on anxiety meds, she said, and seriously playing out scenarios of quitting outright. So I'm saying this is a job situation, and
Mhm.
I don't know what happened there, Mila, but I certainly hope that you're on the road to recovery now. And if you aren't, you know, let's talk about it. If we have okay, I'm running a little low on time. Go ahead. Do you have
All
something for
right, yeah,
us?
it's a fast day today, guys. We have
Yeah, yeah. I had a little computer trouble to get. I probably need to get it repaired. Anyway, but go ahead, Lisa. What were we gonna say?
Oh no, I'm just reading through.
Okay.
I missed one. I was always being lied to, this is Joanne, and then blamed for his choice to lie to me because my reaction wasn't acceptable. Crazy making. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's the good old deflection sometimes, and
Mhm.
yeah, projection. Um,
Mhm.
okay, let's see here. So Grace Fair says, I got to divorce my ex, but my kids didn't. Ooh, constantly teaching my teens to recognize gaslighting and when to use gray rock while still living their dad. Oh, honey, I know that's a hard thing to do, but it's a worthy endeavor. You're probably going to save them a little bit. I've noticed that when one parent becomes aware of the other person's apparent personality disorder, sometimes they can really help the kids understand better soon enough that it doesn't, they don't feel so damaged in the end. We'll see. Anyway, I hope keep doing what you're doing. Lise, you got one for us?
Oh no, I wasn't reading. I'm sorry. I was
Okay. No,
listening to
you're fine.
you.
Um, let's see. Okay, so Erzbet says, I moved away from this house. It's a 2-flat house when my sister physically and verbally abused me and in my mother's flat. But later I moved back in because my neighbor harassed me in the rent. Now my mother moves away. Is that a good thing? I think. I think it's a good thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, and she says, I'm afraid if I make a bigger decision, like, wait a minute.
Like take a job.
Yeah, you're saying, okay, yeah, like
Yeah.
take a job at 8 to 5. Yeah, go to special mental facility, etc. Okay, I'm gonna let you take this, Lise. I have a call with the client and I have to go, and I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
I'll just finish up here then. And if it, so keep it coming if you have more questions. And
Yep,
if not, I will end this shortly.
yeah,
Thank
please.
you. Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry, Angie's got to take a call, and
yep.
we're
I'm
just
going to make
hand off the
a,
microphone here.
yes, that's what
So,
I'm doing right now. Here we go.
so hit me up,
Okay,
guys. What's going on? So here's the thing: when you let's let Angie finish.
I'm out.
You're out. Bye.
Adios.
Adios. Bye. Okay. Whoa. Now it's just me. So one thing that happens when you are like, okay, so there's all these signs that I need to get out. There's cognitive dissonance that goes on. There's this feeling of, okay, I hear all these signs. I hear these are reasons to leave. These are reasons to stay away. These are reasons to get away. But the narcissist at the same time is often pulling you right back in. They are hoovering you while they're discarding you, or they feel you pulling away, so they up the love bombing, or they up the pressure even to keep you engaged with them, to keep you having in communication with them, and keep you totally wrapped up in the relationship with them. They can feel you pulling away and they'll do this, or they'll discard you and then pull you back in order to keep the supply coming for them. So there's a lot of cognitive dissonance that goes on because you're thinking, okay, I know I need to leave. I am these signs that these ladies just talked about. Yeah, that's my whole life. But I love them. But I made a commitment to them. But but so your heart's saying one thing, your head knows the other, and it can be really difficult to get away. When you're in that state of cognitive dissonance to that extreme, it's probably time to get away. It's probably a sign that it's time to get away. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, Kit is saying, has anyone else had a narcissist try to condition you to give them physical affection when they are mad or acting aggressive? Oh, heck yeah, they use physical affection, we'll call it, for to control. Because see, they know that if they get the physical affection, it will change your mood, it will change your behavior toward them. Plus, a lot of them get off on getting us upset and angry, and it's sometimes there's that there too. But basically, they use physical affection, they use intimacy, they use sex for, or if that's what you're talking about, or just hugs, right? To control you. It releases oxytocin. It gives a feeling. It's not like they're sitting there thinking, oh, I'm going to release their oxytocin, but they know the feeling of it, right? Gives the connection feeling. And then when you're in the state of connection feeling, you're easier to manipulate. And it just becomes a pattern. And so heck yeah, they will do that a lot. Okay, anything else, you guys? I didn't come on here with any notes because we just flew on here today. Listen to your gut, Sunny Day says, listen to your gut. Anytime a person makes you feel used, leave. Worded it that simple, and that is so beautifully put, right? What does that mean, listen to your gut? For some people, they don't understand what that means, or they've lost a connection to that feeling. For me, it feels anxious, heavy, uncomfortable, like I want to look like dart in all directions. I feel like this is just wrong. There's something not right here. Instinctively, it's almost it's anxiety provoking if it's not working right, if it's heavy, if it so you have those feelings. And if you ask yourself, you can try just asking yourself, am I doing the right thing? Is this what I need to be doing? And if it's just like, or it is leaving right, you'll feel lighter. You just will often. So yeah, listen to your gut, listen to your intuition. Ask yourself, or more logically or more emotionally, ask yourself, is this how I would like to see my son treated, my daughter treated, my friend treated? Would I want my sister to be treated this way, or my brother to be treated this way? Is this the life I'd want for someone else? And if your answer is no, why are you choosing it? And by choosing it, I know we don't choose it, but you know what I mean? Like we are at that, in that moment, needing to make the choice. The problem with needing to leave a narcissist is we need to make the choice to leave the narcissist. We can't just sit around and wait for them to do it, because oftentimes they won't, or they will, but it'll be incredibly painful and full of, and you'll never feel the closure, right? So, okay. I'm just rambling because I'm waiting for you guys to give me more to go with here. Let's see. Kit saying, that's messed up. It made me feel even more gaslighted because I couldn't bring myself to do it and would fold in on myself. Exactly. And that's what we were saying. When you're going against your ethics, I don't mean you ethically wouldn't do the thing normally, but in that situation, it's going against your own inner guide, your inner awareness, your inner knowing of what you want and what you're choosing. You're not acting out of choice. You're acting out of compulsion or persuasion because of the manipulation. And that you feel manipulated, and that feels gross and awful. And when you're feeling that, time to back out and get away from it. No, narcissists don't allow closure. Bonnie, you're correct. Let's see. Okay. Grew up with a mother narcissist, took decades to learn the difference, says Sunny. It does. It can take time to unwind what you thought was normal. Well, what was normal, but what you thought was healthy and should be, and create a life that is as you wish for it to be, right? Okay, going against your sovereignty. I like that. It's true. I don't like that. I like that, but wording, I don't like that concept. It's really weird to be on Angie's channel without Angie. Feeling a little like, okay. Okay, you guys, I will head out. I don't see a whole lot more here for today. I'll just end this now so that we'll keep it short and sweet, and we will be back next week to talk about whatever we're talking about. Head over to my channel as well if you want more videos, live streams from me, or Angie and I will be back, and Angie, of course, will be posting throughout the week as she normally and always has and does. And we'll be back next week for together. If you need any help with anything, there is information in the main description of every video for both of our channels for coaching, group coaching, or just any questions you might have. You can check it out. Check it out for support, for free support as well on our Facebook groups, and hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe, all the good stuff. And I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. I don't know. If you need any group coaching, I'll just say it's basically it breaks down to $15 a week for 3 sessions per week on Zoom, plus a messenger or we're using an app now, a chat room that's private. So it's 15 a week. We bill it once a month at 60, so that it cycles. So we bill it on 4 weeks. Okay. We're trying to make it so that it is as affordable as a copay would be, since obviously coaching is not something that you can use copays for. So we're trying to make a resource for people for that. So it is out there. Share the information if you know anyone who needs it, or if you need it yourself, find it. It's in the description of everything. You can find what is it? queenbeeing.com group coaching, I think is what it's. Sorry, I'm rambling now. Okay. Anything else? I'm reading if you have anything. Okay, that's it. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Angie will be back with me, obviously, since this is Angie's channel. And like, where am I? Okay, and that's it. Take care, and bye-bye. Thanks for being here, you guys, and thanks to the mod